Oh, it's Mrs. Stathis again. I'm going to read SkippyjonJones. Got 4 of these books. Don't know where I got them from. By Judy Schachner. Gonna have fun with it. There we go. Every morning, SkippyjonJones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all. "Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches," ordered Mama Junebug Jones. "No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds," she scolded, "or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mrs. Doohiggy's birth bath." The lecture went on and on as usual. "You've got to do some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants," said his mother, "about just what it means to be a cat, not a bird, not a mouse or a grouse, not a moose or a goose, not a rat or a bat. You need to think about just what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet," she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, SkippyjonJones began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm SkippyjonJones, and I bounce on my bed, and once or 6 times I land on my head." On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, SkippyjonJones shot past his bedroom window. Mirror. "Holy guacamole!" exclaimed SkippyjonJones. "What was that?" So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, "My ears are too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua." Back on land, SkippyjonJones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. And he found a mask. He put on his mask and got a sword. Try my mask here. Bear with me. Tried to use whatever I had at home. Piece of paper. There we go. Got a mask. And climbed onto his mouse. SkippyjonJones began to sing in a muy soft voice. "My name is Skippito Frasquito. I fear not a single bandito. My manners are mellow. I'm sweet like the jello. I get the job done, yes, indito." Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jillyboo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. "Can Skippyjon come out of his room now?" asked Jujubee. "No," answered Mama Junebug Jones. "Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking." In fact, Skippyjon wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome desert road, far, far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a mysterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. "Ay caramba! Who goes there?" asked SkippyjonJones. "We go by the name of Los Chimichangos," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Skipito, the great sword fighter," said SkippyjonJones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up. "Why the mosquito, dude?" asked Poquito Tito. "I go incognito," said Skipito. "Do you like rice and beans?" asked Pintolito. "Si, I love mice and beans," said Skipito. "He might be the dog of our dreams," whispered Rosalita. "Perhaps," said Tia Mia, "if he knows the secret password." Leaning toward Don Diego, El Skipito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear. "Ay, chupichu." "Bless you," said Don Diego. "Gracias," said Skipito. "Then it is true, dearie Don Diego." Yip, yippee, yippito, it's the end of Alfredo Buzito. Scapito is here, we have nothing to fear. Adios to the bad bumblebeeto. Then all of the chimichangos went crazy loco. First, they had a fiesta. Then they had a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great bumblebeeto for Scapito to see. A hush grew over the chimichangos, so great that one could hear a whisker drop. Alfredo Bizito, whispered the crowd. El blimpo bumblebeeto bandito. Si, said Poquito Tito. The bandito steals our frijoles. Not your beans, cried Scapito, outraged. Si, Poquito continued. Red beans, black beans, Boston baked and blue. Cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto and jelly too. And now he comes for us, Poquito added. Por qué? asked Scapito. Because we are full of beans too. Then Don Diego stood tall and in his most somber voice declared, Yo quiero frijoles. Huh? asked Scapito. The dude just wants his beans back, said Poquito Tito. And you were the dog for the job. Me? asked Scapito. Then all of the chimichangos turned towards Scapito, the great sword fighter. But poor Scapito had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chimichangos scattered in all directions. Vamos, Scapito, or it is you the bandito will eato, they cried. Scapito stood his ground, but his legs shimmied and shook like the jello, and his teeth chattered like the castanets. Then, in a muy soft voice, he said, My name is Scapito Fresquito. I fear not a single bandito. But Alfredo Buzito flew straight for Scapito until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face. Holy frijoles, cried Scapito as he thrust his sword in the air. Suddenly, pop went the bandito, landing on Scapito's sword. And quicker than one could say, Chihuahuas, cheese, and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Buzito, the bumblebeeto bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song. Yip, yippee, yippito. Our hero is El Scapito. He's the dog of our dreams who delivers the beans, and now we can make our burritos. Oh my goodness. But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from SkippyJones' room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. Banguito, Crashito, Papito, Scapito. Just in time to see SkippyJones' closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, beanbags, doggies, and the kitty boy with his birthday piñata on his head. SkippyjonJones, cried everyone. Holy muchachitas, he said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up SkippyJon and covered his head with furry, purry kisses. What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs? She scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, SkippyJon began to bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. Oh, I'm the SkippyjonJones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that. Say good night, SkippyjonJones, called his mama. Buenas noches, mis amigos, said SkippyjonJones. Thank you. Any requests, please write in the comments. Have a great day. Bye.